What's up, food lovers? You know what time it is. It's a little after 12 o'clock. It is Tuesday. It is time for lunch break, brought to you by recteq, powered by Kingsford. It is back to basics week, all week long here at recteq. That just means we're bringing you our very best recipes to keep your new year running smooth. Now, we've got a special one for you today. You're going to make sure you want to record this one. Save this episode. Smash that share button because we got a lot to go over. And it's all about them chicken thighs. I'm going to pass it over to your recteq grill expert, our barbecue dad, Jody Flanagan. I'm going to give him a ride home.
His microchip is rusted now because his key, John's throwing things that don't belong to him. Yeah, things that don't belong to him.
They were in my station.
Hey everybody, we are live right now on Facebook. Thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of our world. We love you. We thank you. We pray for you each and every day when we wake up.
Sure enough.
Each and every day when we go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is a lunch break. What do we do during a lunch break? Well, we like to cook something for you. That's right. We like to show you how to use your recteq to its fullest potential. Today we're going to be using that RT590. Save this episode, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a lot of great knowledge and a lot of questions to answer today when we're talking about cooking chicken thighs. Chicken thighs are easy peasy lemon squeezy. You can make them as you want to, or you can overcomplicate the heck out of them. Both ways taste absolutely amazing. Now, we got a lot of new owners out there. Hey, this is me saying hello to you for the very first time. I'm Jody. Very nice to meet you. If you ever need anything, please just reach out to me. Don't go on the forums and ask all kinds of questions and get 20 different wrong answers. Please, anytime you guys have any questions whatsoever, feel free to call us right here at the worldwide headquarters of recteq, 706-922-0890. We are seeing a overflow of misinformation out there on the internet. So we really want you guys to pay attention to us, the experts, and really take advice from us. So if you have any questions about how your grill operates or anything like that, please come right here to the source. That's why we're factory direct. That's why we're straight to the customer. We don't have any middlemen. There's no hoops for you to jump through. Just give us a call, shoot us an email, and we'll answer any questions that you have. There's a lot of folks out there that are getting a pellet grill for the very first time, John.
That's right, a lot.
And they just don't know what's going on. So there are a lot of first-time questions, you know, like your fan oscillating on and off. A lot of folks didn't know that that happens. That's correct. Your fan cuts on and off when your grill is attempting to maintain temperature. If it feels like it needs to do that, it's going to do that. Some folks go their whole life without their fan oscillating.
That's right.
But some folks, you know, it's hotter in certain areas, so
Sure.
that fan needs to oscillate on and off to maintain that lower temperature. A lot of folks don't know that you need to do 2 maintenance tips for sure 100% of the time. About every 4 to 5 bags of pellets that you dump in that hopper, allow your grill to run itself empty of pellets. That way you reduce the risk of burnbacks, temperature issues due to too much wood dust. Okay? Now, your fire pot, you need to clean it out about every 4 to 5 cooks. 4 to 5 is like the rule. 4 to 5 cooks, 4 to 5 bags. Easy peasy lemon squeezy to remember. You want to stick your hand in there when the grill is off, cool, and not warm to the touch. Stick your hand in there and scoop out whatever little ash is in that fire pot and throw it to the bottom of your grill. That's right, the bottom. Don't throw it in the trash can. Don't get a shop, don't buy a $20 shop vac just to ruin it with this ash and stuff. Take that handful of wood dust and pellet dust, throw it down at the bottom of your grill. It's colder now. Throwing that ash and allowing that ash to build up at the bottom of your grill is going to do 3 things for you. Allow to clean up the grease much, much easier that drips down there. It's going to reduce the amount of surface area so your grill heats up quicker. It's also going to reduce, create a layer of insulation so your grill is insulated from the bottom now. So the 2 maintenance tips that I always recommend is cleaning your fire pot every 4 to 5 cooks and allowing your grill to run itself empty every 4 to 5 cooks, every 4 to 5 bags of pellets.
Now, Jody, I know you have, what's your #1 cold weather tip?
That was my number one cold weather
That's
tip.
your number
is
one
to
cold weather?
allow the ash to build up over the summer months. Only clean out the bottom of your grill once a year, and that's spring clean out. That's when I do it. Allow that ash to build up over the summer. That way you've got a good layer of insulation for the winter. We don't have any insulated blankets currently on the website, but if you wanted to go and purchase yourself a welding blanket, that welding blanket will work just like an insulated blanket, and they're cheap enough to where you can purchase them every year after you grease them up.
That's cool.
I know I got a bunch of grease on the outside of my grill, so when I throw a welding blanket on there, it's just going to absorb that grease, and it's going to get nasty over the year, and you're not going to want to fold that thing up all summer and just let it sit there in your garage. Just throw it away and buy yourself a new one. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, John, any good questions out there?
Well,
John Pinnell is on the ones and twos. If
sure
you guys
got
have any questions, put them in the comment section. I'm telling you, you're going to want to save this episode. This is going to be a great episode. We're going to talk, hands down, first cook, new grilling, chicken thighs, chicken thighs, chicken thighs, chicken thighs. We're going to talk all about that today, guys. Smash that share button. John, 3, 2, 1,
Smash it!
But you had a good question, buddy.
No, I was just going to say you have 300 people in the comment section. They are all loving the tips, Jody.
Guys, thank you so much. Make sure you follow me on social media. I do tips throughout the year, all year. So make sure you follow me on social media at BBQDadJody, Jody. But it's going to be an easy one for me, John, because I know all the answers to all these questions.
Yeah, you really do.
We know
recteq
chicken thighs
expert.
inside and out.
That's
We
right.
recommend chicken thighs as a first cook. Why? Because it's got some fat on it. So it's going to splash some grease up on the inside of your grill. You can also cook them at 400 degrees. That way you don't have to turn your grill up or down after your 1 hour 400 degree burn-in. Wait, Jody, what is that? What are you talking about? Well, when you first get your grill, after you assemble it, you need to perform a 1 hour 400 degree burn-in. What does that mean, Jody? Well, that means A, you need to prime your fire pot, okay? By priming your fire pot, you're going to take a handful of pellets, not a giant handful, not a little bitty handful, a normal size handful of pellets, and dump them in your fire pot, okay? That's priming your auger tube. There are no pellets in your auger tube, so when it spins, it's not dumping anything into that fire pot. So you need to have something in there for the grill to light, okay? So you'll take a handful of pellets, put them in the fire pot, then you'll fill your hopper up with pellets. You'll set your grill to 400 degrees. You'll allow it to get to 400, then you'll start your timer. After it sits at 400 degrees for 1 hour, that makes it safe to eat off of. It takes care of any kind of oils or anything that might be on the grill during the manufacturing process. And then you can do your first cook. That way you can do chicken thighs at 400 degrees. You don't have to turn it up or turn it down. Chicken thighs take about 45 minutes to 1 hour. I like to pull them off at about 175 to 180 degrees, so that takes closer to an hour. Some folks like to pull them off at 165, to each his own. I think they're juicier when you pull them off at like 175, 180 degrees. So I've got some on right now. I do want to check their temperature because I don't want to crazily overcook them. Now, get on in here, Sherp. I want to explain a couple of things that are going on right now. You can see that we've got our foil, our pan lined with aluminum foil. Okay, you can see grease dripping down there and actually kind of boiling and then like frying down there. That's actually going to splash up grease onto the bottom of your food and help color it. Okay, I like to cook super fatty things on the right-hand side of my grill. That way, when grease does drip down, it doesn't have very far to go to exit the grill. Okay, so if you're going to cook something super fatty over here on this left-hand side, just know that when that grease tries to travel down and exit the grill, it's actually going to burn up and not get to its final destination. Okay, so know that. So I will normally only cook on the right-hand side of my grill with super fatty items because that grease, when it drips down, it doesn't have very far to go to get out of the grill. So it actually exits the grill and doesn't burn on our deflector shield. So, again, I want 185 degrees. My largest thighs are at 190. So I know that these smaller thighs are ready to go as well. So we're going to go ahead and take those off because I don't want to overdo it, okay? So we've got some beautiful bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs.
Yes, sir.
We also have some boneless, skinless chicken thighs as well. And then there's also another combination, John, that you can get. You can get bone-in and skin off.
Yeah, for sure.
Now,
for the people that like the bone.
Yep. And you can also get skin on and boneless.
Yes.
Now, those are a little bit more rare. You might have to do that yourself or ask your butcher to do it for you. But you can get chicken thighs in those 4 ways. Now, most common are going to be boneless, skinless, bone on, skin off, bone in, skin off. And then with the bone, with the skin. That's normally how you're going to get these, okay? Now, before we go any further, John, you got a good question out there.
Yes, it comes from Steve Koslow. He asked, what food thermometer are you using?
Me, personally, this is my personal one. I had purchased this before I even started working here. This is a 5-year-old thermometer, and we like to use the Thermopen. This is a MK4 from ThermoWorks, okay? They are a proud sponsor of recteq Academy. So make sure you go show them some love, and if there's a comment section anywhere, tell them recteq sent you guys. But this is the only thermometer at the moment that we recommend because we know and we use this on a regular basis. Now, you can trust that PID controller. It's got 2 platinum tip meat probes that come standard with the 345, 90, 700, and 2500, as well as the cart mounted grill and trailer mounted grills, okay? Now those temperature probes can actually be calibrated, okay? So if you find that you do the ice water test and it's a little off, you can actually calibrate those, okay? But you want to make sure that you get a good thermometer that's calibratable, okay? John, you got another good question before we start these chicken thighs?
Yes. Can you talk about the importance of using hardwood pellets and why we do that?
All right, so the only thing that I can really compare it to is why it's very important to use the best fuel is when a lot of folks have a lawnmower. Okay, some folks don't. Good for you guys, but I do. Okay, I cannot put 87 octane with ethanol in my lawnmower. My lawnmower will run like crap. It will spit, it will sputter, and it will not get to the RPMs needed to cut my grass properly, and it also won't stabilize. It won't throttle or idle right. So that's what I compare using 100% hardwood pellets. 100% hardwood pellets are like using 93 octane in that Lamborghini you got, okay? It's going to give you the most BTUs.
That's right.
The best smoke flavor and the best smoke output. Now, talking about smoke output, a lot of folks have to physically see the smoke with their eyes in order for them to taste it. Me, you can cook something on the recteq for 20 minutes and bring it to me, and I can taste the smoke on it, ladies and gentlemen. So to each his own. You know, I know a lot of folks out there have to physically see that smoke, but you're burning 100% hardwoods 100% of the time. There is no heating element in these grills. You're using a fire, a flame, to get the temperature up in that grill and cook your food, okay? Flames and fire are very scientific, but they are very, very hard to get perfect. But that's where that PID controller comes in play, okay? We use PID controllers. They are the gold standard when it comes to temperature control. Breweries, bakeries, pharmaceutical companies that make your medicine all use PID controllers. So that's how we know it's the gold standard, because all of those companies have unlimited resources.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
And little old recteq, you know, we don't. But we are able to use the gold standard when it comes to temperature control. That grill is not going to deviate, not fluctuate. You're going to set it to whatever you like, and it's going to hold temperature good and strong. Okay? Now, let's get started on these chicken thighs,
Let's do it,
John.
baby.
Okay, I've already got them cooked up. These are, and it's cold out here, so these are cooling off pretty quick. So we've got, get on in here, Sherpa, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. That means there is no skin on them, and there is no bone on the inside or the underside of this thigh, okay? All right, we've got bone-in, skinless thighs. So these actually used to look like these, okay? And then we've got skin on and bone in, okay? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. These, the skin on, bone in are what I like to cook. Why? Because I like crispy skin, and the skin on, bone in are 9 times out of 10 going to have more fat. Fat equals flavor, everybody. Okay, so these are the ones that I'm going to buy at the store. Now, if you're not a skin fan and you want more smoke absorption, I would go either bone-in skinless or boneless skinless, okay? Guys, smash that share button. 3, 2, 1,
Smash it.
Give us a like, give us a love. We're teaching you all about chicken thighs today, how to cook them on a recteq or any other grill, okay? So if you want more smoke, you need to take off the skin. Okay, that skin is not going to allow smoke penetration to the meat. You know, it will absorb a little smoke, but it's not going to give you what you want. Okay. Now, if you are cooking skin on, bone in thighs, I recommend keeping it above 300 degrees. You are going to get smoke flavor at 300 degrees, everybody. You are going to get smoke flavor. But for that crispy skin, I recommend staying above 300 degrees. 325, 350 are way better. But 400 degrees is the best, in my opinion, 425.
For sure, definitely.
So if you want crispy skin, but again, think about it. You're burning wood 100% of the time, and it's going to absorb that smoke. If it's in there 20 minutes, if it's in there an hour, if it's in there 2 hours, you know, but you're less likely to dry this chicken out, as well as have a nasty rubbery skin if you stay above 300 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? John, you got a good question?
Oh, we got a ton of good questions out here, Jody. So there's a little debate in the...
Save this episode and smash this share button. We're answering them all.
That's right.
This is back to basics. I'm telling you guys how to cook chicken thighs to the skies.
Ooh.
No.
All right, so there's a lot of discussion out here, Jody, about whether to
skies.
flip the chicken or to just let it go because we use convection.
Great question. So it is convection current. So that convection and heat are rotating around that piece of meat 100% of the time. But get on in there, Sherpa. If you're having the if you're having the situation to where your grease is dripping down and then bouncing back up, the bottom side of that chicken is going to get more color on it, John.
Yeah.
Because that grease is hitting that pan.
That's right.
And then bouncing back up. Okay, so and you also are getting some radiating heat from that deflector drip pan. Okay, so you have to think about all of this stuff. I know it's kind of complicated. Don't overthink it.
That's right.
But have that in the back of your mind. So you don't have to flip, but me, I do flip, especially when I've got bone on and skin on because it's got the most amount of fat. And that fat is going to be dripping down and then bouncing back up and radiating heat towards the bottom of that piece of chicken. I do flip, but it is not necessary. But the reason why I like to flip is why I just showed you guys, okay? Because of color. You eat with your eyes.
That's right.
So you need to have beautiful food, okay? John, good question again.
All right, Tiffany James asks, some people say not to line the bottom of the tray with foil. Is either way fine?
Either way is fine. To each his own, okay? There is no, one way is not better than the other, okay? But the foil is very easy to change. Sherpa, isn't foil very easy to change? Sherpa changes foil on a daily basis of 9 grills daily. Would you rather scrape Sherpa or would you rather have aluminum foil?
Foil all day.
Foil all day.
Foil
Why?
all day.
Cleanup.
Because the cleanup is super easy. So that's the number one reason to foil your drip tray. If you don't mind getting in there with like a putty scraper and scraping that stuff off when it's warm, it's a lot easier when the grill is still a little warm than it is when the grill is totally off, okay? So think about that as well. But one way is not better than the other, ladies and gentlemen, okay? To each his own, and some folks can't afford all that aluminum foil. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know,
And some people like to scrape.
That's a one-time plastic putty scraper
That's right.
purchase.
That's
maybe
it.
2. Okay, so think about that. It's all about your lifestyle. Okay, John, good question again.
Yes, Trey Owings.
Treg, what's up? He was our Santa.
Yeah,
What's
he
up,
was our
Treg?
Santa.
He's got a bullseye.
He says, can Jody talk a little bit about using a bullseye during a long cook and a drip pan underneath it?
Absolutely, absolutely. So get on here, Sherpa. Hashtag. You guys use that all over the internet. Now, after this, we're going to get to cooking this chicken.
Okay.
Okay, well, I've already cooked it, so I guess I can keep going.
You know, they got a lot of questions out here, Jody.
Good.
They're interested.
Well, this is the one for them.
All right.
All right, you guys, make sure you smash that share button. I'm taking a little longer for you. Smash the share button. 3, 2, 1.
Smash it.
Okay. Now, let's get on in this dirty, dirty bullseye, okay? You can see we're going to take our grate out, and we've got our deflector shield. Let's look at our deflector shield. You see our lip? Our lip is curled up. This is going to give you higher temperatures than if the lip was flipped down. Why? Because that lip can restrict a lot of airflow, okay? So think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Also, when you put your deflector shield in your Bullseye, make sure it's even. Don't put it in here like Jody's doing right now, how I have the whole gap right here, and there's no gap right there. Now, if you want to use this to your advantage,
right,
you can. Don't, it's okay. So if I wanted super, super hot without the sear kit, this is what I would do. I would push. Now, man, I'm sure I'm going to get in trouble for this or something. But now this won't hold a temperature or anything like that, but it will get hot as hell, I promise you. So boss man Ben, don't be mad at me. Guys on the phone, don't be mad at me. So if I wanted to get hot as hell and I didn't have the sear kit, okay, what I would do is I would push it all the way that way. That way, restrict the airflow going out of the grill and then allow more airflow right here. And then I would cook my food just right there, okay? And that's gonna restrict a lot less airflow in this area right here. Now, if you're gonna cook your food over here, of course, this food is gonna cook quicker than this food because you're getting more direct heat over here, okay? So think about that. When you're getting your deflector shield, make sure it's even, front to back, left to right, okay? So let's take this bad boy out. You guys can see down there, we rarely clean this Bullseye.
That's right.
The only thing we do is I stick my hand. Do we use this today? It's kind of warm.
Yeah, we did.
I stick my hand in there. Look at that. And I scoop out whatever ash and pellets are down in there. Now you can see, if you leave it overnight, you can get some of these clumps. Those clumps are going to restrict airflow, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so it's all about the airflow. So I'm going to scoop, and this is a double scooper.
Double scooper. Ooh, I think it was full,
Cheese
Jody.
and crackers.
Cheese and crackers.
And I'm just going to throw it down at the bottom. Why? Because when my grease drips down here, this ash is going to help absorb it and help clean it up a little bit quicker. You can see there's some grease right there. A little bit of, there's a big old chunk of grease right there. So you can see how leaving this down here actually helps you, okay? Now it also creates a layer of insulation, okay? But you can see we got a good clean fire pot here and easy peasy lemon squeezy.
I love it.
Now, again, it's all about putting your deflector shield in there, lip facing up, facing the sky, making sure that your deflector shield is in there left to right, front to back, super even, okay? Now, this is where the grill takes a reading of the temperature, okay? So let's think about this. This is where the grill's reference point is. This is not where it's technically dictating the temperature of the whole entire grill, but this is the reference point. If you had your deflector shield all the way over and all of that heat's hitting this bad boy, of course it's not gonna be even front to back, left to right, okay? Now, if you do have your deflector shield on there even, it's gonna deflect the heat to the edges and it's gonna roll out. Because this plate is right here and there are no holes, this is the cold spot of the grill right here. So 9 times out of 10, if I'm doing a brisket, if I'm doing a pork butt or anything large, low, and slow, I'm gonna cook it right in the center, okay? I will put a pan down here because I don't want the grease to drip on here and burn. Because if it drips on here and burns, it's gonna radiate that burningness to my meat and actually put sour and nasty flavorings on it. So I will put a drip pan on here and I will put a little bit of liquid in there. Why do you put the liquid in here? It's not to create moisture in the atmosphere. It's to make sure that that liquid, when the grease drops into that pan, that grease does not burn. That's why we put the liquid in there, okay? So to review, if you're cooking chicken thighs on this bad boy, I cook chicken thighs on the outside. I don't put chicken thighs in the center. Because again, you're going to get more direct heat on the outside as opposed to the center, okay? And hopefully that answered that question for Mr. Treg.
Yeah,
but thank you so much for watching, sir. We really appreciate it. Guys, smash that share button. Give us a like. Give us a love. This is an episode you want to save. I'm telling you, we're answering all your questions. We're going deep. We're diving deep. Deep diving into them questions.
Now, Jody.
Yes, John.
When we're talking about chicken, do you dry your chicken off before putting it on the grill or anything like that?
So, if you want crispy skin, I recommend dabbing your skin and making sure that it is dry, because moisture is the enemy of crispy, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you're talking steak, whether you're talking bacon, whether you're talking chicken or turkey skin, moisture is the enemy of crispy. So you want to make sure that you dry that off, okay? Today, we're doing easy peasy lemon squeezy, okay? We're not overthinking it. I'm going to season these bad boys with 3 different seasonings. And we're going to take it to the house. 400 degrees for about 45 minutes to an hour. Just depends on, pull it off after 165. Me, I like 180, 185, okay? So take a little bit of oil. If your chicken isn't, see, it's a little tacky, so we don't absolutely need a binder. But I like the taste of olive oil, and I think it helps give it some good flavor. And we'll just spread that on. This is our binder. You can use anything you like. You can use mustard. You can use mayonnaise. You can use spread butter, whatever you like. But this is just a binder that our seasoning can stick to. So I'm going to do the skin on, bone in Asian persuasion.
I love that Asian persuasion.
A lot of folks say, oh man, look, you over seasoned it. Nope, 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 nope. This thing can take a lot of seasoning. I want to make sure, I want to taste this stuff, okay?
Yes, sir.
I dab, I don't rub, okay? And now, if we wanted to, we could pull this skin back, okay? And we can season under the skin.
Oh, yeah.
We could fold the skin over, and then we can season again. But me, I'm lazy. I don't feel like doing that today, okay? I've already chatted up enough, okay? Get a good layer of seasoning on there. Don't rub it in. Just pat it on there, okay? And again, moisture is the enemy of crispy. That's why I didn't put any oil on this skin.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so the next one we'll do, and Ron's Screaming Pig Rub. I know some folks like it spicy, so we'll do the boneless, skinless with Ron's, because that's what I did earlier. See, I didn't hit that with any oil. You can see it's kind of dry. That's okay. One hand's clean for me, and one hand's dirty, so that's okay. And again, all these seasonings, all these grills, and Kingsford pellets are available at recteq.com, recteq.com. So Ron's Screaming Pig Rub, Jody's Asian Persuasion, and then the Colden's Freaking Greek. I go super heavy on the Colden's because I love all of the herbaceous flavor it offers up. And also with all these herbs, gives it a good crust and a good layer on the outside.
That's what I'm talking about.
John, you got a good question?
Yeah, so John Starjevich is out here. He said, can you have Jody talk about starting the recteq with the lid down? Been seeing folks saying you shouldn't start it that way.
Well, so our competitors recommend that you start your grill with the lid up, okay? We do not recommend that you start the grill with the lid up. Why? Why suffocate that flame of oxygen, is what a lot of people's thought is, okay? But we like to go ahead and just have the environment super, super consistent, left to right, front to back, okay? So that's why we don't open the lid, okay? And also, you don't want to let a lot of that heat escape initially, you know what I'm saying? You want to start heating that grill up. Excuse me. So never start your grill with the lid open. In none of our literature and none of our videos and tutorials do we say start your grill with the lid down. Always start your grill, with the lid up. Always start your grill with the lid down. That is always what we recommend. Why? Keep in that heat, and your grill heats up a lot quicker as well, okay? Good question, very good question. So you can see we've got these seasoned. I'm gonna put them over here on the grill. Come on in here, Sherpa. I got a little bit more explaining to do. Now, in this grill, you can see that we've got our drip pan in, and the drip pan is over the deflector shield, okay? So our air gaps on this grill are gonna be coming from the front, you guys can see right here, and then the back, all the way in the back. So there's about 2 inches in the front and the back that allow for your heat to come out and convex and exit out the rear of the grill, okay? So think about that. If you wanna cook your food quicker, put it over the air gap, okay? If you want to cook it normal, I say put it over the drip pan. That way that grease can drip down and exit the grill, okay? But use these air gaps to your advantage, okay? That is not a disadvantage. Use those to your advantage and help you cook your food a little bit quicker. So what I like to do is I like to actually take the skin and cook it down over that gap. Why? Because that's going to put a lot of heat on that skin and help me crisp it up, okay?
That's a great tip, Jody.
We're gonna put this right in the center because there's not much grease on it. And then we'll put our 3 boneless, skinless right in between, okay? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Jody,
Don't overthink it.
I got a great question for you
Yes, sir,
from
Mr.
top
John.
fan Carl Foster. He said, Your number one trick for a new 700 owner.
The number one trick to a new 700 owner is use that bad boy, okay? Besides lining your drip tray in foil, which we recommend, besides saving your old glass jam jars, pickle jars, salsa jars, save those glass jars with the lid. Why? So you can actually put those in your drip bucket. Okay, when the grease drips into that, you actually have a lid to close it with, and you can throw that whole container away.
It's a great tip.
Instead of having to pour that nasty grease out of your bucket into another container.
Yeah, that's a great
I
tip.
always get nasty and dirty when I'm pouring it out of my bucket. So 9 times out of 10, you're going to see me with a glass jam salsa jar in my bucket. That way that grease will go in there. I've also got a lid to cover it up so my dog doesn't drink out of it. Again, it's you're reusing something, so you don't have to spend extra money on it instead of getting these bucket liners and things like that. But number one trick, clean your fire pot every 4 to 5 cooks. Let your grill run itself empty every 4 to 5 bags and cook on it. Cook on it, cook on it. Don't ever clean the inside. Okay? You're building up seasoning. You're building up flavor. Cook 20. It's going to taste 20 times better than cook 1 because you've got 20 times the seasoning on the inside of the grill. Okay?
That's right.
Now, if you're going to use your grill for hot and fast, you may burn off some of that seasoning, and that's okay. Just follow up a super high cook with a partially greasy one like these chicken thighs. Splash some more grease up on the inside of your grill, and you're good to go. But I saw somebody on the forums the other day clean the inside of their grill out with oven cleaner.
No.
That is a no-no, ladies and gentlemen. That's very unsafe, and I wouldn't recommend that. So the inside of your grill does not need to be like wiped down or anything like that. You want grease, you want seasoning on the inside of your grill, and that's going to help flavor your food. Hopefully, you guys take those tips to heart today. John, good question.
Okay, this is a great one coming from James Martin. He asked,
James.
What do you do if you run out of pellets mid-cook?
It's okay, James, but just put pellets back in there. Your grill is going to continue to auger and try to light itself, okay? So let me start from the beginning and go to the end. What happens when your grill runs out of pellets, okay? It begins to drop in temperature. It also empties everything out of that hopper. So that's a good maintenance thing, okay? That's a good thing. But it drops in temperature. When it drops below, I believe, 170 degrees, the igniter rod cuts back on and attempts to relight itself. While all that's going on, the auger is not continuously running, but it is running, attempting to get fuel to the fire, okay? Now, when you put pellets back in the hopper, it will eventually relight, and then it will get to that set temperature that you had it at, and it will maintain temperature and cook your food to amazingness. Just put pellets back in the hopper, and you're good to go. Now, if your grill is cooled down, to where you can get in there, go ahead and prime that fire pot, clean your fire pot out, take a handful of pellets and reprime that fire pot, put pellets in your hopper, and you're good to go. It does not damage your machine to run it without any pellets in it, okay? Easy peasy. Don't ever think it, guys. John, you got another good question?
Yeah, we got a top fan, Kathy Pippins Sheets.
Hey, Kathy.
She has a question for Sherpa.
Oh.
She asks, how often do you change the foil on the deflector, Sherp?
Well, I could answer this for him. Because we are doing live videos every day, he has to change it after each cook because he doesn't know what we're cooking next. So you don't want to mix, you don't want to have fish grease on your chicken or vice versa. So Sherpa actually changes the foil after each and every cook, and that's what we recommend. Or for sure after each super fatty cook. So if you got a bunch of grease on there, change that bad boy. But every 1 to 2 cooks is when you should really change your foil. Because the reason why you're putting it in there is to clean up very, very quickly. The other reason why you put it in there is to remove all of that nasty stuff so you don't have it in there for the next cook.
All right, Jerry, you're coming down the last 3 questions, okay?
Okay.
First one comes from Sheldon.
And thank you guys so much for all of these questions. Thank you for sharing this video. Again, we're trying to teach you more and more to help you utilize your grill to its fullest potential. And all of these tips are great for all pellet grills, not just the recteq.
All right, Sheldon asks, cover or no cover? He says covering seems to trap in moisture, and he doesn't like that.
It can, but it definitely protects your investment. Now, if your grill is sitting under a covered porch and you've got, you know, a little bit of cover, I don't recommend getting a cover. My grill sits out 100% of the time, uncovered, in the elements, you know, out in the open, it doesn't have a shelter or a cover on it or anything. My grill, I've never had any issues, except for back when the metal igniter rod went out on it back in the day. But I haven't had any issues with my grill sitting outside 100% of the time. But I do recommend getting a cover and protecting your investment.
Sure. All right, next question comes from Javier Cabrera. He asks, any tips for keeping the light cover clean on the 700?
There are no tips to keep it clean, Javier, because again, you're cooking in the grill and it's going to splash grease up on it, so that it's just inevitable that it's going to get dirty. You can hit it with your grill scraper when it's warm if you want to, but no, unfortunately, it's just going to get dirty, buddy.
All right, last question's coming from Brad Warrell.
Hey, Brad.
Yes, he asked, why do you let your pellets run out every 4 to 5 bags?
So, all right, so the reason why we recommend you allowing your grill to run itself empty every 4 to 5 cooks is because when you dump those bags in there, the pellet dust, residual dust from those pellets, there's no preservatives in there, there's no binders, there's no flavoring oils, so there's nothing to kind of hold them together. It's a natural material, so it deteriorates over time, okay? Those pellets create dust, and that dust can end up at the bottom of your hopper, and it can actually auger instead of your pellets, which will give you temperature issues. It can also line the bottom of your auger tube, which will give you burn back issues, okay? So that is the reason why we recommend emptying out or allowing your grill to run itself empty every 4 to 5 cooks. That's every pellet grill.
Yeah.
Because again, you want to reduce the amount. You want to reduce the probability of an issue on down the road.
For sure.
So that is a good reason. 4 to 5 cooks, clean out your fire pot. 4 to 5 bags, clean out your hopper. Easy peasy. Any other good questions out there, John?
No, I mean, they were loving it, Jody. They are
awesome, guys. Well, thank y'all for hanging out with me today. Look, here are those beautiful chicken thighs that we cooked. Here's our skin on, bone in. Now, because these are bigger, these are going to take a little bit longer to cook than the other ones. But we did use these as a guide for our other thighs. Now, these bone in, skin on, you can see they got great color from the Colden's freaking Greek rub. You can see these boneless, skinless, got amazing color from that Ron's Screaming Pig rub. But my favorite have got to be these Jody's Asian Persuasion seasoned ones for sure. Again, got a beautiful skin on there. And Sherber, get in there. You can hear the crispy skin, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
You can hear it.
Oh, yeah. Guys, let's smash that share button. 3, 2, 1, smash it.
But again, we got a lot of great tips for you. Make sure you watch our live videos. Make sure you save them. Make sure you share them all over the internet, because you could help somebody out just by sharing this video, just by helping them learn a little bit more. This week is going to be an amazing week for everybody. Back to the basics. Guys, chicken thighs, whether they're bone-in, skin on, whether they're boneless, skinless, or whether they got some skin and they got some bones in them, 400 degrees, 45 minutes to an hour, easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
That's right.
Pull them off after they get to 165. I like to take them to 180. 180 gives me the juiciest. And again, I know in your mind you're probably thinking, well, you're taking it from 165 to 180. I mean, that's like 20 degrees that it can lose juice. I promise you, it doesn't lose those juices once you let that chicken rest. And you bite into it, the juice will just run down your chin. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, okay? John, any good questions before we get the heck out of here?
No, they said have a great day, Jody.
Guys,
they're loving it.
Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Smash that share button. 3, 2, 1,
smash it.
Make sure you follow me on social media at BBQDADJODY. Barbecue Dad Jody on all social media. Just search for me. John, we haven't given anything away on any of my shows lately. Somebody called me out, so let's give away something.
Let's do it.
I want to give away a hat and a shirt of choice to anybody who hits that share button. And if you hit the share button more than once, you get a multiple entry.
Oh,
that's right. So smash that share button as much as you can. Share this video, love this video, and put hashtag in the comment section back to do we want to do back to basics? Thanks, recteq. Hashtag thanks recteq. THANKSRECTEQ. Thanks recteq. Hashtag thanks recteq in the comment section. Easy. And you can win yourself a recteq hat as well as a shirt of your choice.
Yeah.
Hat of your choice and shirt of your choice.
I love
Got a couple of different hats going on.
Yeah, sure enough. We
Check
got a
all
couple
the-
different shirts, too.
Yep, check all the apparel out at recteq.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Just scroll to the bottom of any homepage on there and put your email in where it says sign up for the newsletter. If you want this recipe for the easiest chicken thighs ever, if you couldn't write it down while watching the video, sign up for this recipe at recteqgirls.com/lunch break. Fill out all the info, check all the boxes, and we will get this recipe to you right in your inbox. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me, for being here with me. Just be kind to one another. Be nice to each other. Smile, nod, and just get on with your day. I promise you.
That's it.
Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, from everybody here at the recteq Worldwide headquarters in Evans, Georgia. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. We'll see you
At the recteq. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Recteq lifestyle. Set it and come get it. When the sun starts going down, live your life the way